To draw this trajectory of the door's movement, I'll also sketch it with a thinner line along the perimeter, trace it, and then I'll get these clear outlines. If your line goes a little crooked somewhere, that's not a problem. Because we're making a sketch, it's also called a draft or a sketch like this. A sketch is a quick drawing. My friends, generally according to the rules as professionals do, you also write down the scale. Since we've made a scaled grid and are doing everything to scale, we can also write down the scale. Here I'm showing that, of course, we can't do without black either. Look how nice, how truly beautiful and visually appealing it is when the color black appears in the composition. How beautifully and strikingly the other, lighter and more delicate colors light up, stand out, and become more vibrant against this dark background. Look, I suggest making a module that is based on a flat, even, and smooth sheet. Well, in this particular case, it's a kitchen with doors that open outward. And here, in this area, there's an element that conveys a sense of volume, depth, and three-dimensionality, and most of it is drawn, illustrated, or represented visually. First, we sketch it out with a pencil, then you can outline it with a liner using the thinnest line possible. Now, I'll take and outline this monitor inside as well. Well, the bottom shouldn't be too narrow because it's the stand that will support our tree. And now, take a look at how it looks. Write the name of this part. I'm writing cornice, the rule of 3 in color schemes. That is, if you introduce a certain color into the interior, you need to repeat it somewhere else. In other words, this color should appear in 3 places. We remember that there should be a dominant color in the interior, sort of the main one, the color that is most prevalent in the space, an additional color, and an accent color. Let's mark the horizon line with 2 letters, horizon line. And it is located exactly at our eye level. Look, when the horizon line is positioned in the center of the sheet, most often this represents a standing person looking at the space. And now, of course, we will see the window at an angle, so we will be able to see not only the window frame, but also the window opening. Here I'm making the backrest about this height. I've decided that the backrest will be this tall. So from this point, I go toward the vanishing point, set the direction, and get the top part of the backrest. When you are outlining or maybe drawing your details, to avoid smudging your drawing with your hand, you can place a sheet of paper underneath. Here you can also apply the color with some gaps. This will create a highlight effect.
And next, in the prompt section, let's go ahead and write something. A prompt is an instruction. We describe in text what we want to get. Take a look at what we've got. All of this is in the Scandinavian style. The interior section. And here you can also choose which specific format you want to use. For example, you see kitchen means kitchen.
They print 3 copies. 1 copy stays with the client, another goes to the workers, or more precisely to the foreman of the construction crew, and the 3rd copy remains with the author. That is, you list all the sheets in order. Next, we have the measurement plan, the plan of the existing situation. We did all of this together. Mood board. In my case, there are 2 options. In your case, there might be just 1 option. The furniture layout plan. You see, all of this is included here. I'd like to draw your attention to the model. You can photograph the model from different angles, and you may end up with many sheets. Not just 1 sheet, but several sheets. You can take photos during the day. You can take photos with evening lighting. You can create many different viewpoints and include all of them. And you'll have several sheets representing your model. But guys, we can also, this way we can lay out the module together. Watch carefully how this is done. Mine is quite detailed. See? This part, half of the module, is glued and the other half of the module folds and unfolds like this, and some parts are also glued. Look, I ended up with a pretty interesting design. And now, my dears, I'm going to show you a piece created with the help of neural networks with a drawing. But this was already done in Photoshop. It was edited together. By creating a design project, you will go through the entire process of a professional interior designer.